This is the basic titles in Premiere Pro demo, how to add titles. So we have our project edited and we want to add titles. So I've sort of selected all and I scooted everything forwards and I now have this sort of black space before my project. So I'm gonna move my playhead back to the beginning of my project and then create a new graphic over there in the top right hand corner panel. And on this, I'm going to create a text. And this will give me a text layer. And these are basic titles. There's fancier titles that you can put in here, but we're just going to deal with basic titles for this demo. Again, there's lots of different things that you can change, just like a word processor, kind of center, left, right, justified. You can change the size, you can change the font, and the type of text that you're using. In order to edit the font, you have to go to the T in the bottom kind of timeline window, and then you can actually change the text and double check that you have everything um, spelled correctly. I didn't correctly spell this in the beginning, so to come back and edit it, it's really easy to edit. Even if you're out of this, you just go back to the type tool, and that's the large T at the bottom left hand corner. Once you have that, then you can put in another text layer. You notice you have two layers at the top in the properties panel. The first one I put in the wrong spot. To get rid of it, just click on it, hit the little delete button. If you want to put something else in, just put it in and then type something, and then you can always come back and change its placement whenever you can get to doing that. So to change where it's located, go back to the black arrow at the top of the timeline window, and then you'll be able to move stuff around. Okay, so this I'm just demoing as a second line, and we're trying to get these as centered up as possible. Again, there's a lot of other things inside of this window. You can change the color of your text. So here I'm going to change this to a different color. We'll go blue on this top text. And then you can change the stroke, which is the outside line, or the background of your text. Notice that this is not the background of the text box. It's actually the background of the text. So let's say you wanted to have something highlighted in yellow, but you wanted it to be black. That's fine. So there's lots of different things inside of here that you can do, even shadows if you want. Again, those are probably not going to show up on anything but a white background. And then you can align and do some other things in here. This is all the basics of kind of just the simple text window. So a few more things that you might want to know. Just you can shorten this box by just going in and shortening it just like you shorten a clip. So I'm just going to line this up with where my picture starts. Therefore, I have this kind of text box and then my project starts. So you see that. And then we've got a couple of things edited together. I believe that you can also do the same thing. I would assume that you can do the same thing as you did with the cutaway. So you could go ahead and sort of insert something in if that's what you needed. Now, the last thing that I want to cover is what happens if you want to put your text over the top of the actual video, which very few people do, but if you want something artistic, sometimes people will shoot something behind text. And that is an option. So what you would want to do is you just pick up the text in the timeline window and just put it over the top of whatever picture you want it to go over. I don't want it over the top of anything. I just want it over a black background. So that's how I would do it. Again, this is just the basics of Premiere Pro's text.